Hello AFDA students, I made you a video because Blackboard was not cooperating with us today so that we can't do our in-person lesson. So this is our lesson for week 2 and we're going to be reviewing linear regression, which is what you did in project 3. We're going to be using linear regression to start on your final project, and remember that your final project will be an opportunity for you to show improvement throughout the year so that we would be able to bump your grade up. So let's look up our agenda. So I wanted to start with the check-in to see how you're doing. Feel free to email me a check-in about how you're doing. We're going to talk about linear regression, and I'm going to talk to you about the final project, and then we're going to get working on the first 3 slides of the project. Now, it looks like a lot of work, but it's not really. The first slide is a cover slide. The next slide is the data set that you choose, and then the third slide is the one where we do the linear regression. And then for homework, I want you to finish the slides 1, 2, and 3, and you should have already done Factoring Ed Puzzle 1, and then the next one would be Factoring Ed Puzzle 2. Okay, so these are the steps for creating a linear regression in Desmos, and I'm going to post these slides in Google Classroom, so you can always go back and read these at a slower pace. So first you go to desmos.com and you choose Start Graphing. You want to sign in with Google so you can save your work, and you want to give your work a title. You're going to enter the table of values. Now if your table of values is in a spreadsheet, you can actually copy and paste it, which is something I didn't know before. If you don't want to copy and paste it, then you can use the plus and choose table. But here's the interesting thing. If you are using copy and paste, do not put a table in first. I'll show you that in just a minute. The linear regression equation is y1 and then tilde m x1 plus b. Now, if you do that correctly, then Desmos will tell you the numbers for m and b, and then you write your equation. And when you write your equation, you write it normal with a y equals a number times x plus another number. Now you want to save what you did in Desmos because you want to go back to that. We'll be using that data again. And remember, when you look at your equation, m is the slope of the line, which tells you how steep it is, and b is the y-intercept of the line. So here's the data for the example. I'm going to open the data. Okay. And for my sample project, I did number of confirmed coronavirus cases in the United States, and then my X is the days since March 14th. So you can see we're actually well past today on this. This is only 17 days since March 14th. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this data. Actually, I don't want the link over there. That link is going to be helpful for another time. So let me just try copying it like this. And then I need to actually go into Desmos. So I'm going to open desmos.com. Click Start Graphing. Now remember, I copied that data. So right here in this box, look, it's not even a table. You're going to paste it there, and you can see your data. And actually Desmos, it says here, we zoomed to fit your data. So they already gave you a window that fits your data, so that's really helpful. Okay, so now we need to do the linear regression. So I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of my data. I'm going to hit plus to get a new line, f of x expression, and I'm going to type in the linear regression equation. So hit y1, it automatically lowered the 1 for you. Then the tilde, m x1 plus b. So if I scroll down, you can see that my m is 9,249.64. I'll round that to 9,250. And then my b is negative 27,561.7, which I'm going to round to negative 27,562. Okay, so you can see that I typed in my equation. This is the equation that I got. And now I need to copy and paste a picture into my final project. So you could use Snagit, or you can use Desmos' Share Your Graph. So I'll show you how that works. Going back to Desmos, I click on this arrow up here, and I need to export the image. You can change your line thickness if you want, that's up to you. Then download it. Then you want to open the image and copy it. So you can copy it from the 3 dots right here. There you go. Alright, so then you can paste this back into your slideshow. And resize it however you want. So that's what you'll need to do on your slide 3 today. Alright, so if we were in class, we would try it with another Google Sheet, but you don't need to use this Google Sheet. You can just do it with the data that you select. So just reviewing a little bit more about lines, I want you to take a minute and see if you can figure out in which graph is the temperature increasing at the fastest rate. So you're choosing A, B, or C. Pause the video while you think about it. Okay, so remember, when we're talking about how fast something's increasing, we're looking for the line that's the steepest slope. So this one is going up 10, but only going over 2. So this has a rate of 5 degrees Fahrenheit per hour. This one is going up 10 and going over 1. So this is increasing at a rate of 10 degrees Fahrenheit per hour. And this one looks like it's going up 10, but over 4. So this one's only going up 2.5 degrees Fahrenheit per hour. So the one that's increasing the fastest rate is B. You should have chosen B. Next one. Which graph has the highest starting temperature at time equals 0 hours? So when time is 0 hours, we're looking at the y-intercept. So we're looking to see which line has the highest y-intercept. So take a second, pause the video, choose your answer. Okay, looking at the y-intercepts, you should have chosen C because C has a y-intercept of 80, which is bigger than the other y-intercepts. All right, and this one says, in which graph is the temperature 80 degrees after 3 hours? So you're going to look for 3 hours, and you're looking to see which one has a temperature of 80 degrees. This one seems to have a temperature of about 75. This one has a temperature of about 80, so I think it could be this one. I'm going to check the last one. This one, if I go to 3, it looks like we're actually closer to 87. So the answer for this one should be B. All right. So we're going to talk a little bit about the final project. For the final project, you are going to choose a data set, and your data set should be different from everybody else's. Click on the link for your period, and you'll see that there are all of these data sets listed. For some of the data sets, for example, this one, you might need to go to the second page to actually see the data. So see, the data's not here, but if you go to the bottom here and you choose data, now you can see the data. All right, so going back to the list, you're going to type your name in the box next to the data set you want. If somebody else typed their name and you wanted that data set, you're going to have to go with your second choice. I can tell on this document if you write over somebody's name, so please don't do that. So today, everybody should choose a data set, put your name in the one you want, and then let's go back. We are going to use that data set for your project. So if you want to see how a project will look, you can look at my slides for my sample project. This was my sample project, and these slides will be in Google Classroom for you to look at. I have data here, and so my slide 1 was a cover slide. Slide 2 shows your data, and then slide 3 shows your linear regression. So you are going to perform the linear regression in Desmos and get the equation and put the graph on here. And all of that should be done by Friday. If you want to see a video about how I made my project, you can watch these videos here. Okay, so here's what you want to do next. First thing, sign up for a data set because, and that's on the previous slide, because it's first come, first serve, so you want to make sure you get the one you want. Then you want to open the assignment in Google Classroom that's called Final Project Slides 1 through 3, and you want to do those slides. So those are the most important things. Then, if you haven't done factoring number 1 Ed Puzzle, and I know a lot of you did, I appreciate that, then you should start with that one because the Ed Puzzles have to be done in order. But if you have done the factoring number 1 Ed Puzzle, then you should go on and do factoring number 2 Ed Puzzle. And if you have all of that done, then you'll be in good shape for hopefully when we meet in person next week. So thanks so much for watching. I'm really looking forward to working with you guys online next week. Please email any questions, or if you just want to say hi, send me an email. Any late work that you want to complete from the third quarter or from previous to that, it's due by Friday, April 24th. If you have any questions about your late work or you want help getting started, just email me. So take good care, and I will see you soon.